All right, I'm continuing on. This video right here, debunking Ultimate Joker's hilarious expose, is as you see here, it is to another YouTuber in addition to SK responding to Web of Pedos, the dark truth behind Spider-Man YouTubers calling an SK exposed. Just because they had both called out Arachnid Youth. And he didn't like that because, I mean, you know. And this is with other YouTubers as well, including Katana's fans, in which they not only debunk but just pretty much prove that his Web of Pedos video, is filled with misinformation. And one of the people who Ultimate Joker had gotten there, he and like SK, I believe now, I could be mistaken, don't know everything, but he and SK, I think it's Kinoflex, he and SK are like on really good terms, and he even said in SK's recent video about Ultimate Joker that they are that he does not agree with what he's doing now. So this will be relevant in a minute. And shortly after these two videos had came out, here is this, a talk with Ultimate Joker, which SK refutes and debunks all of Ultimate Joker's false claims against him. And at the time, as a viewer, it seemed like they had gotten things. They had made a deal after the League Entertainment uploaded this video game, just this. And at the end of this, both sides agreed to take down the thing saying, "Oh, I think you're like a pedophile," or the ones calling him racist, which he definitely is, as I have proven, and a homophobe. All right. So now let's go here. This is a video, a Dark Web of Pedos video. Now look here. It says check update in description. All right. Now let's check this out. It says update. We will state that the percentages of this was resolved on the stream of his that you can check out if you feel inclined. Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. I watched the stream and y'all pretty much hashed everything out, such as the gaming rift, who has taken down most of his videos on us as we agreed to blur his face out, and the brief moments where I was being a dick and making fun of him, such as edits made in the realist video, not counting low-res images as I took his avatar off the thumbnail. As for SK, he took down his community post alluding to us being PDF endorsers. What, you mean pedophiles? So you're gonna say it with your chest. Us being pedophile endorsers, which I will say is likely due to the fact that what he was given to work with was never quite enough to make such claims, likely because of him wanting to dirty up the image of a 1K sub channel like mine over not totally loving their Insomniac games, while pointing out that the second game not getting DLC ended up making the game shorter than their first, despite all the studio bootlegging Insomniac stan channels tend to do. This is actually quite an interesting claim here, because in his in one of in SK's like response video, he straight up said, he's been replaying the first game and he actually thinks it's good, and he's never like debunked your video, Joker, on whatever you've said about the first Spider-Man, so that's already a lie. Also, he has said, on like several times, is that like he's not like Marvel Spider-Man 2. Like, he said he thinks it's a 2 out of 10. He says he doesn't have much to say. He doesn't say anything about the game except to say that he thinks that the story is trash. So I can respect that. I tend to agree, but it's irrelevant. And him saying that what he was given to work with was never quite enough to make such claims. Now that is interesting, because SK himself said the reason that he felt like the reason he took down the community post is because he believed that Ultimate Joker just jumped the gun, and that is because he was quick to concede that what Arachnid Youth was doing was wrong. But what's interesting is, and I'll pull this up in a bit, on one of Ultimate Joker's videos at the end, he has a piece of art that's actually quite interesting. So we'll get to that in a minute. anyways, so he says, so as SK, as I showed in the last video, SK and him had a little back and forth on his server saying, him telling him that what Arachnid Youth did, and Joker just saying, I don't give a fuck, they're just drawings. To most people, they'll think you're a pedophile because you're defending someone else making pedophilic child pornographical material, but like cartoons. Just because it's cartoons doesn't make it bad. But the reason why he took it down is because he believed that you didn't stand by it, and that you were just misinformed, and that you just jumped the gun. But that's obviously not the case. And we'll get to that in a minute. And he says here, but anyway, the main reason this video is being relisted is due to the fact that Collins and the Gaming Riff's response video to this video are still public, despite me leaving this video privated for around 5 to 6 months before relisting this video on July 25th. Now, that's interesting, because apparently, as I've seen, Resikin and Joker never told him to take down his response video to being exposed. They just said to edit the thumbnail, which I did, as I've seen. So, that's already a lie. And he says, those response videos are still up, often show up as a search result when searching variations of Ultimate Joker in tandem with the fact that we never deliberately lied about anything, as far as what Reskin and I can confirm, in tandem with it never really feeling good, that we hid this video for the sake of the truth behind Colin trying to cost at KinoFlex Reviews job opportunities, and a whole slew of other things we delved into here that we leave up to viewers to interpret from themselves and draw their own conclusions. Now this is a doozy. I don't really have any really extended interactions with KinoFlex, but from what I've seen in the chat and in the SK's latest live stream from 2 weeks ago, he is not cool with you doing this. Because he doesn't stand by what he said in these videos, as he said. And you did lie. You repeatedly accused SK of just projecting. You just accused him of projecting Arachnid Youth being a pedophile. So there's that. Now, here we go. All right. Right here. Now here is Ultimate Joker is back for more. In this, here, let me show you something. Okay, hold up, this will just take a minute. Look here. Here's another false comparison Ultimate Joker tries to make just to slander people who call him out for doing shitty things. Like he says here, lewd drawing of Spider-Gwen is unforgivable. She's 17, using this disgusting image. Who, by the way, this is Spider-Gwen when she's 15 and Into the Spider-Verse. Now, it would be really weird if he had this image on standby, right? If he had it downloaded to his device. It'd be really sus. And SK proves that this is actually from this is a screenshot from a video called Spider-Gwen as a White Woman from 2 years ago. So he's known that she's 15 for 2 years and uses this disgusting art. I think that I'm not even going to say anything about that. I think that says enough about him. Versus, don't worry, Gun, we don't care about that, and we will defend and shill for your movies. Now, SK is not a shill for Superman. He said, I believe he's like, it's a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. He just thinks it's average. He doesn't think it's the greatest thing ever made. Unlike you, who will like just shill for Zack Snyder until like the ends of time. He thinks it's just average. He's not shilling for it, and he never defended James Gunn's behavior. And in fact, I'd say from what I've seen, more likely it's like you have more likely you've pretty much shilled for Arachnid Youth, saying that he didn't break any rules in your server